Doors closing.
Morning. You look like you're holding back a laugh.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Guy who sat down across from me at Forest Park had a cardboard sign, handwritten, said, "Ask me about Bigfoot."
And did you ask?
I tried not to make eye contact, but he launched into it anyway. Said he's been tracking Bigfoot through the CTA system for years.
Bigfoot takes public transportation?
Well, according to this guy, he's definitely got a pass. Said he saw him on the Red Line once, sitting quietly eating Garrett's popcorn.
Cicero is next. Doors open on the left at Cicero.
And if you doubt it, just check the security footage. Bigfoot doesn't need a bike rack. He is the bike rack.
This is Tales from the Blue Line by Auditory Anthology.
This line just keeps outdoing itself.
Which is perfect, because it reminds me of a story my boss once told me about her early days in TV news.
Don't tell me. Bigfoot?
Oh yeah, late night newsroom, tiny station, and a family swearing they'd met the big man.
Jane worked at a tiny TV station in a town in Nebraska, the kind of place where the nightly newscast was watched mostly by insomniacs, farmers, and the bartender who kept the station on just to have something flickering over the pool tables. She was young, still new to the business, and stuck with the dreaded late shift. That meant she was usually the only reporter in the building after 11 p.m., waiting for the station's skeleton crew to finish the sign-off announcements and rerun block. It was a Tuesday night in midsummer. Quiet, muggy, nothing much happening, when the buzzer at the station door rang. At first, she thought it was a prank. Hardly anyone ever came by the station in person, especially not at midnight. She went to the lobby, and there they were, the whole family, Mom, Dad, and 2 kids, looking both excited and deadly serious. "We need to talk to the news," the father declared, like he was delivering breaking information from the front lines. The young reporter tried not to laugh. "Okay, what's going on?" The mother leaned in, lowering her voice as though someone might be listening. "We saw Bigfoot." The kids nodded furiously, eyes wide. The younger one added helpfully, "He was huge!" And just like that, the strangest interview of her career was about to begin. Jane led the family into the lobby, where they all talked over each other like she had just asked them to recall a UFO landing. The dad went first. "We were driving home from the diner out on Route 6 when we saw him, Bigfoot, standing by the tree line. Had to be 8 feet tall, easy." The mom jumped in. "Oh, no. He wasn't that tall. 6'2", maybe 6'3". Looked more like a basketball player, wearing cargo shorts." Jane blinked. "Cargo shorts?" The mom nodded solemnly. "Yes, khaki." The older kid piped up. "He waved at us like this." The boy gave a dramatic slow-motion parade wave. His younger sister shook her head fiercely. "No, he didn't wave. He flipped us off." "The man was covered from head to toe in fur like a bear, only taller," the father said. No, Mom countered, shaking her head. "He had a vest on, and those cargo shorts I told you about." Dad's brow furrowed. "He did not have a vest." "I know what I saw," Mom snapped back. "It was a vest." The older kid, caught up in the excitement, chimed in. "He smelled like beef jerky." The younger kids rolled their eyes. "No, he didn't. He smelled like a wet dog." "Jerky," the older kid insisted, crossing their arms. "Dog," the younger kid shot back, stomping their foot. "Well," Mom sighed in exasperation, "whatever it wasn't pleasant." Everyone agreed his eyes glowed like headlights, but disagreed whether they were red, yellow, or kind of a nice blue like on those fancy Christmas lights. Finally, the dad pulled a crumpled napkin from his pocket. "We even drew a sketch." Jane took it carefully. The drawing looked less like Bigfoot and more like Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon's Vacation, complete with what appeared to be a beer can in one hand. Jane pressed her lips together to stop from laughing. "This is very thorough," she said, with the professionalism of someone who really wanted to work in a bigger market. Jane ushered the family out after promising, on her journalistic honor, that she'd look into it. Then she carried the napkin sketch into the newsroom like it was evidence from a crime scene. The control room was dim, lit only by the glow of outdated monitors replaying commercials for used car lots and tractor supply stores. Her news director, a man who'd spent 30 years in small-town TV and looked like he regretted at least 25 of them, sat slouched at the switcher, sipping cold coffee. "They say they saw Bigfoot," Jane announced, trying to sound serious. The director barely looked up. "Spell it right, and it's a kicker at the end of the broadcast." Jane blinked. "That's it? You don't want me to, I don't know, call animal control?" He waved a hand. "Animal control won't even come for raccoons. And if Bigfoot's real, he's not bothering anyone." Jane held up the napkin sketch. "This is their evidence." He squinted at it, then chuckled. "Looks like my brother-in-law at Thanksgiving." Jane bit her tongue to keep from laughing. Still, part of her wondered, should she treat this seriously? Put it on air? Or was she about to become the reporter who killed her career with a segment about cargo shorts Bigfoot? In the end, she did what every small-town TV reporter learns to do. She wrote it up as a 2-minute kicker, slotted neatly after the weather. "Bigfoot, or possibly just a very tall man in questionable fashion choices, was allegedly spotted last night on Route 6, the anchor read the next day, holding up the napkin sketch with all the gravitas of breaking news. "The family insists they saw him. Authorities, however, remain skeptical." Jane sat in the back of the control room, equal parts mortified and amused. The segment aired just as Jane had written it, a harmless little kicker tucked between the weather and the story about the town council's new parking meter initiative. Most viewers treated it exactly how she expected, like a joke. The next morning, the phone lines lit up with locals laughing about cargo shorts Bigfoot. One caller swore it was just her neighbor Frank, who was 6'4" and had a habit of wandering around drunk in questionable attire. But then, as the day went on, the calls got stranger. A trucker phoned in to say he'd seen something huge and hairy near the same stretch of Route 6 the night before. A woman walking her dog swore she heard footsteps in the woods, too heavy, too steady to be deer. Even one of the station's camera operators admitted, sheepishly, that he thought he'd spotted something on his way home. By the end of the week, Jane couldn't decide which was funnier, the sketch of Cousin Eddie as Bigfoot or the fact that people were now half convinced the creature had been roaming around their town all along. Years later, when she told the story again, this time to Mason, she still shrugged at the memory. "Maybe they were pulling my leg," she said, "or maybe the only thing stranger than Bigfoot was the fact he had better ratings than City Council." And with that, the mystery of cargo shorts Bigfoot stayed exactly where it belonged, in the blurry, wonderful space between ridiculous and just, maybe, real.
And that's how my boss ended up writing a late-night kicker about cargo shorts Bigfoot. To this day, she swears she doesn't know if it was a hoax or the real deal.
Wait, so Bigfoot waves at some families, flips off others, and apparently shops at Old Navy?
That's the official record, yes.
And people called in afterwards saying they saw him too.
Yep, half the town thought it was hilarious, the other half swore they'd heard something heavy stomping around that week.
You know, if I ever meet Bigfoot, I hope he's wearing cargo shorts, because those pockets would finally explain where he keeps disappearing to.
Probably full of beef jerky.
Alright, that's enough cryptid fashion talk for one morning. See you tomorrow, Mason.
Careful on your shift. If you hear something stomping, take notes. Tales from the Blue Line by Auditory Anthology is written and produced by me, Keith Conrad. Your narrator is Darren Marlar. Be sure to check out Darren's award-winning paranormal podcast, Weird Darkness, available at WeirdDarkness.com and your podcast app of choice. If you have a story you'd like to contribute to this series, you can do so by visiting submissions.soundconceptmedia.com or just follow the link in the show notes. You can also support the show by subscribing to our new Substack at auditoryanthology.substack.com. By becoming a paid subscriber, you'll help keep the stories coming. You'll also get every single episode completely commercial-free, and now you can also vote on which story will feature in upcoming episodes.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity to serve your local community and grow, we want you to join our team. Brightview Senior Living is growing and actively seeking vibrant associates to join our community teams, including directors, healthcare, activities, hospitality, and dining. Apply today at careers.brightviewseniorliving.com. Equal employment opportunities. Text BV Jobs to 97211 to apply.